Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Best Investing Money Management channel on YouTube. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the one, the only, ticker symbol FB, also known as Meta, aka Facebook. We are going to be talking about should you buy Facebook stock and why I possibly bought more, right? Over the past couple of months, I've been buying a lot of Facebook stock just because we've seen so much sell-off from it. And I understand that, sometimes companies go through hard times, but if you have a long-term outlook, things tend to do better. But the beauty of Facebook, right, the reason why I love it is because they bring in a lot of money, right? And I understand a lot of people love to say, well, Carter, they lost daily active users and all that stuff. I get it, right? But you cannot argue with $27.9 billion. Yes, they did not do very good on the EPS or on their revenue and all of their past earnings. I understand that. But if you have a long-term outlook with Facebook, Facebook's invested in a lot of things. They're invested in AI, they're invested into the metaverse, and a lot of other things geared towards blockchain and all of that stuff. So personally, I think Facebook kind of saw this trend of the Facebook site slowing down, and that's why they kind of geared their avenue to several other directions, like the metaverse, right? They changed their name from Facebook to Meta. They own Oculus, which is one of the leading VR headsets. So I personally think that they have a great long-term plan, but we might go through some short-term volatility. That's kind of what we've seen, right? Facebook stock was trading for about $884. It sold off and was consolidating around anywhere from about $350 all the way to $309. It was trading, in between there for a while. Then it sold off pretty much from $326 all the way down to $185. This was a massive move, one of the worst sell-off Facebook stock has ever seen. You guys can see just the massive gap because of all the selling pressure we've seen. But then one thing is it did establish some support around that around that $184 mark. I don't know why I keep calling that. But then we found some support there. It bounced up, hit some resistance at about $235, sold off, hit that support at $185, bounced up to $225, and then back down to $180. So personally, right now, okay, I understand that Facebook is one in a very, very volatile position, right? We've seen all the ups and downs. Right now, we are on just this general downward trend in the price, which it's obviously always easier to make money when the trend is in your favor. And as of right now, the trend is not in Facebook's favor. But the beauty of it, right? I understand that we do have some decent support here at 183, right? We got quite a bit of buying pressure there. So I'm going to start dollar cost averaging back into it. I've been buying Facebook for a couple of years, so I'm still up pretty heavy on my investment. But overall, we've seen just a lot of sell-off from it. So I think the best time to buy would be now. And I'm not going heavy into Facebook, right? The reason why is because as of right now, the state of the market, we're in a very, very volatile spot. We've seen just the general market sell off about 17%. And I understand that there is almost a for sure guarantee that in the next 40 years that the S&P 500 will go up again. Facebook is a little more risky. I understand that. So I'm not going heavy in it. I'm probably keeping it around 2 to 3% of my portfolio size, if not lower, just because of the volatility we've seen from it. But there is a couple of things you need to understand with Facebook. So right now, their revenue is up about 6.6%, which for a company that's considered a growth stock, to be honest, that is pretty low, right? And the reason why I say that is because if a company that you plan to invest in is only growing their revenue at 6%, how do you expect the company's stock price to go up 30%? It just doesn't make sense, right? Not to mention, their net income has fallen 21%, and their net profit margin is down 26.2%. Now it's about 26%. Is their profit margin. It fell 26% and their profit margin's only 26%. It's a little confusing, but I hope I explained it right. But so pretty much what that means is for every $100 Facebook brings in, they only profit about $26, which is decent, right? Comparing it to other companies, but for a large company that is similar, that a large company like Facebook, you'd expect their profit margin, because majority of it is online, to be very, very high. And given that it's fallen 26%, that's not the greatest. That means it was rated at about 30% before that fall. So personally, understand Facebook's very, very volatile. Don't go heavy in it. But personally, I don't mind taking a stab, like I said, 2% of my portfolio into a risky company like Facebook. I don't mind doing that. You just have to have that long-term outlook. But personally, some of the stocks that I am buying heavy on is obviously SPY all day long, right? The S&P 500, this thing is sold off a lot. It's a great ETF, top 500 companies in the United States. You can't go wrong with it. Another company is the one and only AAPL. We saw this thing get absolutely obliterated, and it was trading for as low, as 138 for this massive company. So definitely picking up a couple of shares of that, as well as the one and only Tesla. Personally, this is a great deal. It's $626. It's pretty much like buying this stock all the way back in February, or pretty much December of 2020, which is an absolute crazy thing to see. If this thing even goes upside to the price, to the analyst price target, right now we're looking at a return of about 45% all day long. Personally, Tesla is a no-brainer for me, but very similar to Facebook, get ready for some volatility, for some ups and downs. That's why I go so heavy in just the general market, just because I understand that it's a little more less volatile, but still does have great growth. Not as much chop, beautiful upward trend. Given that we've had some sell-off, of that 17%, I understand over the next, over the past 90 years, we've had ups and downs in the market. But as long as you have a long-term outlook on your investments, you will make money. It's not a matter of if, but when. So that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. We will see you guys later. Remember to stay happy, guys, stay positive, and stay safe out there. We will see you guys later. Take care.